We are live in Providence. Playing some air traffic control here. Hey, what's going on, laser guitarist? Good to see ya. Yeah, I'm just doing a lazy stream here. Kind of the last minute. I was kind of like, yeah, can't really sleep in this cold weather tonight, so why not do some ATC here. Everything sounding okay on your end? American 3882. Wind is calm. Runway 16 clear for takeoff.
Runway 16 cleared for takeoff. American 3882.
Gonna do an evening stream here. The sun's about to go down. All right. 5x5 in the wire. Nice. Nice. All right, looks like they're getting ready to roll out now. All right, here we go. First departure of the evening. Well, it's nice to have you along. Now I'm not sitting here by myself. There they go. Upjet 375. Upjet 375. Pushback approved. Expect runway 16.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 16. Upjet 9375.
American 3882. Turn right heading 200. Contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675. American 3882. Good day.
Yeah, this really was a spur of the moment thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to sleep, so I'm glad it worked out, man. I'm glad it worked out. All right, they're pushing back this little turd. Little citation. Do you have a bunch of wind tonight where you're at? Because, man, here in mid-Michigan, it is super windy. I'm not sure how busy this airport's going to be, but it looks like I made a custom schedule a long time ago, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how busy it's going to be in the evening.
Providence ground. Upjet 9375 ready to taxi.
Upjet 375. 375. Taxi to runway 16 via Sierra.
Taxi to runway 16 via Sierra. Upjet 9375.
Okay, I kind of figured it was statewide for the most part, the wind.
Providence ground. Lindbergh 2564 with information sway. Requesting push and
But I
start.
tell you what, eating moose tracks. Yeah, eating moose tracks when it feels like it's 7 degrees outside. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Lindbergh 2564, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved facing east. Lindbergh 2564.
Looks like we got one over there. Let's see which one it is. I think it's that one in the middle. Right there, that United Express, Lindbergh. Hey, W. Gordon, welcome in. You just got the game. That's super cool. All right. Definitely good to have you here. Are you enjoying the game so far, W. Gordon? Upjet Niner 375, runway 16, clear for takeoff. Wind is calm.
Runway 16, clear for takeoff. Upjet Niner 375.
All right, we're going to get Upjet out of here. Go ahead and head over there. We'll watch them take off. Well, we got that other one pushing back. Awesome. Glad you're enjoying it. Definitely one of my favorite sims to play. For sure. Plus, I'm an aviation buff, so I like this kind of stuff. My best friend's actually a pilot for American Airlines.
Providence ground. Lindbergh 2564 ready to taxi.
Lindbergh 2564, taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot. Lindbergh 2564.
All right, here goes Upjet. They are headed to Chicago, KORD. Taking off here from Rhode Island. Probably not going to be too much longer. I'll have to turn the airport lights on. It's going to be getting dark. Well, they took up a good portion of the runway, didn't they? Upjet Niner 375. Turn right heading 220, contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675. Upjet Niner 375. Good day.
All right, our next one's a CRJ 700. It's actually a Canada Air regional jet. Let's zoom in on that for a second here. Yeah, it's Canada Air, but it's United Express. They must be contracted. They're actually headed to Washington, D.C. This jet is headed to Washington. So we'll go ahead and watch them take off. I've got nothing coming in right now. This will be our third departure so far this evening. I do. I use it. I'm trying to think of... I think I got it in the Feel There Discord, if I remember right. It's been a long time since I've downloaded it. But are you in the Feel There Discord? Because that's where you want to be. That's where you're going to get a lot of people in there are making third-party schedules. I'm pretty sure the TS3 assistant is in there. Probably a few other things. I pop in there once in a while. I'm not in there all the time, though. Lindbergh 2564, wind is calm, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Lindbergh 2564.
Yeah, and the author of TS3 made it free, so it's a free resource in there. Yeah, and it's a great place too. Now, I haven't done it yet, and I've been playing this forever, but you can find people to do multiplayer with you too in there. Once you feel like you got the ropes of everything. All right, here we go. Lindbergh 2564 is on the roll. Let's see what other camera views I have. Yeah, I played the first generation of this game, or at least I should say it was the generation before this one, which was Tower 3D Pro. So I did a ton of that on the channel before this one came out. And we were all waiting for this version to come out because this one is so much better. And the way it's developed, they can continue to improve it and add to it. Where the other one, man, you know, they could make some improvements, but the engine was pretty much what it was. Lindbergh 2564, turn left, heading 120. Contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675. Lindbergh 2564. Good day.
Good day to ya. All right, we got nothing else going on at the moment. Oh, did you? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's where I started with all this, was Tower 3D Pro. Yep, it's definitely back in the day. I mean, I've, believe it or not, I've had my channel, I think, for 5 or 6 years now. Probably more like 6 years. Yeah, it always had some issues, man. There were times like the front nose gear was disappearing, not like landing on the runways centric. It was like off to the side and jittering issues and all kinds of stuff. I mean, at least with this, they've made this sim look so good and added all this stuff in the background. And yeah, you're still going to have some frame rate issues just because there's a lot going on. But I can live with that rather than poor quality and frame rate issues. But they've been really good at resolving things with this Tower Sim 3. Spinning planes at the gate. Yes. Spinning planes when they would line up for takeoff. I had that, like multiple quick spins. Yeah, just crazy stuff. I forgot about that. Yeah, spinning planes. Nothing like it. All right, let's head into the tower. Yeah, nothing going on, man. I hope this isn't a dud. I hope we have more action here. My goodness, I didn't even think to check the schedule. I was just like, man, I just want to hop on here quick. I mean, we do have 1, 2, 3. What do we got? Four at the gate down there. I don't know. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you watch a lot of Chaz? Yeah, I like Chaz. I watch some of his videos. You'll catch me making a comment in there once in a while. Chaz seems like a really good guy. I like his humor too. He's got, you know, he's got a funny sense of humor. And he's going to be in that Discord quite a bit too. In the Field Air Discord. He might even be one of the mods in there if I remember. But yeah, Chaz is a good guy. I always enjoy watching other content creators, and everyone has a different style. And so it makes it enjoyable rather than everyone doing everything exactly the same. So there's a few people I like to bop in on once in a while. I think we got an American that's coming in, an A319. They're ways out, though. They won't be making contact with us for several minutes. I have not played this airport in forever. Oh, you got Chicago? Yeah. Yep, definitely. Definitely busy. Yeah, Chicago O'Hare is definitely busy. LAX can be that way. Let's see, JFK. Atlanta, that would be another one. But I mean, those are all airports that were meant for multiple controllers. Multiple ground controllers, multiple, departures and arrival controllers, tower controllers, all that stuff. But I have tried it on my own for a while. I think Atlanta might have lasted like 28 minutes before I had an incident. Just trying to do it by myself. Yeah, IAD can get crazy too. Yep. Yep, it sure can. Right? Exactly. Exactly. I tell you what, after 28 minutes, I was in the fetal position. That's where I was.
Providence Tower, American 1817 on final 23.
Oh, man. American 1827, radar contact, continue approach runway 23. All right, they got to listen to me here. American 1817, radar contact, continue approach, runway 23. There we go.
Roger, runway 23, American 1817.
Yeah, so they're coming in the, in fact, I'll go in here into the tower. They're coming in on 23, so I have arrivals coming in on 23, and then we're sending people out on 16. That's the game plan. Wind is calm, don't have to worry about anything there. Yeah, Dulles International. Yeah, that could be hairy too. Yep, for sure. For sure. All right, there they are. Coming on in. Hopefully we'll have a couple more pushbacks here. If not, we'll just chit-chat. Gonna fly over there, see we got anything going on here. I'm not seeing them loading up any of these. Got some south. Oh, there's one back here. They got the cargo door open on. Right there. And that one. So they're loading those up. The southwest. Maybe we'll go from the other side. Maybe the cargo door's on the other side on these ones. I don't know. No. Okay. The breeze. This breeze. That one's open. So it looks like they're getting some ready here for us. Oh, this one has the lights on. So they just loaded up. Okay, cool. I didn't even catch that. American 1817, wind is calm, runway 23, clear to land.
Runway 23, clear to land. American 1817.
Oh, really? KTLH does? Buy a real-world controller. Fascinating. That would be, yeah, that'd be something I'll have to check out for sure. Thanks for letting me know. I haven't been in there in a little while. But that is so cool to have those type of contributions.
Brickyard 8817 with information Yankee requesting push and start.
Brickyard 8817, pushback approved. Expect runway 16.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 16. Brickyard 8817.
Yeah, that's super cool. I'll definitely be interested in seeing what that schedule looks like. Yeah, I liked Tallahassee. I liked playing that airport. I know I did an episode on the channel from there. All right, they are coming in here. Go ahead and let me see. Yeah, we'll go on this side. Watch them come in. I'm probably gonna have to hit these lights soon. Get those on. In fact, what is the sun? Sun pretty much down, almost. It's almost down. All right, that one pushing back right now. This plane.
Brickyard 8817 ready to taxi.
Yeah, this plane coming in is going to park right next to where that one was. Brickyard 8817, taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot. Brickyard 8817. Providence Tower, Brickyard 7973 on final 23.
Brickyard 7973, radar contact, continue approach, runway 23.
Roger, runway 23, Brickyard 7973.
All right, I think American is going to get off at Tango here. It's typically what they do at this airport. Yeah. Right there, Tango. American 1817, taxi to ramp via Tango.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. American 1817.
And Tango basically curves around. So. All right. Hey, we're getting a little busy, I guess. We've got a couple flights coming in, it looks like. Here's another one. American 5665. They'll make contact with us in a few minutes. And when Brickyard gets a little closer, I'll give him clearance to land. I could do it now. Doesn't really matter, but I'll just wait. I think we'll go ahead and just hit our airport lights now. Get those little buggers on. And Brickyard's making progress. Heading on down to 16. You can see it, their pathway there. Tango Foxtrot. And we'll go ahead and clear Brickyard 7973 to land. Brickyard 7973, wind is calm. Runway 23, clear to land. It is a relaxing airport.
Clear to land. Brickyard 7973.
I prefer having a relaxing airport while doing a live stream just because you can talk and chill and it doesn't have to be so labor intensive. I've done live streams with heavy airports and I can't even look at the chat. It's just crazy. So it doesn't work out too well.
Providence Tower, American 5665 on final 23.
But I don't want it completely dead either. American 5665, radar contact. Continue approach, runway 23.
Roger, runway 23, American 5665.
Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping in, Gordon. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit me up on my channel if you ever have any questions. I'll do the best I can to answer them. I got tons of videos on there. I got videos on how I do my cam reviews, all kinds of different stuff. And then, of course, a ton of just gameplay content. So really appreciate the sub, and welcome to the Gen X gamer family. So have a good night's sleep, man. Thanks again. Brickyard 8817, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Brickyard 8817.
All right, we'll head on down by the airfield here. And let's see, this one is 4 miles out. Brickyard 8817, runway 16, clear for immediate takeoff. We can go ahead and get them out.
Runway 16, cleared for immediate takeoff. Brickyard 8817.
All right, this other one is 3 miles out now. Should be plenty of time.
Providence ground, Moxie 9er9er85 with information Yankee, requesting push and start.
Moxie 9er9er85, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved facing east, Moxie 9er9er85.
All right, where are they headed to here? Arlington, KDCA. Perfect. You can get some cool shots at this airport. Brickyard 8817, turn right heading 110, contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675. Brickyard 8817. Good evening. Providence ground, Southwest 7485 with information Yankee, requesting push and start.
All right, now our Southwests are ready to start pushing back. Southwest 7485, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved facing east, Southwest 7485.
Yeah, there really should be some emergency dynamics put into the sim, just for realism purposes. I mean, even if it's just 5% of the time or something happens. And maybe
Providence ground, Moxie 9er9er85 ready to taxi.
maybe even like a sliding variable for it. Moxie 9985, taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 16 via Tango, Foxtrot, Moxie 9er9er85.
Yeah, you could have like an engine issue and have, you know, a little smoke coming out of the engine, and
Providence Tower, Moxie 9er837 on final 23.
you know, have to give it direction back to the airport. Bird strikes, any number of things, yeah. Brickyard 7973, taxi to ramp via Tango.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. Brickyard 7973.
All right, got Brickyard taxiing. And I do like what they've done, you know, with the
Providence ground, Southwest 7485 ready to taxi.
with the whole go-around scenario. You know, wasn't established or whatever. It'd be kind of nice to see that on a sliding scale too, if it isn't already.
Going around American 5665.
Okay. American 5565 going around. Right? American 5565, contact departure. Oh, yeah.
Providence departure on 123.675. American 5665. Good evening.
I might have forgot to clear him. Southwest 7485, taxi to runway 16. Liam
Taxi
Todd,
to
what's
runway
up?
16, Southwest 7485.
Welcome on in. We're just hanging out. Running a little ATC. Nothing too crazy. Moxie 9985. Wind is calm. Runway 16 cleared for takeoff. Moxie 9837. Radar contact. Continue approach runway 16.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Moxie 9er9er85. Negative. I'm on another runway. Moxie 9er837.
Oh, yeah, you are. My bad. Moxie 9837. Wind is calm. Runway 23 cleared to land. Go ahead and clear you.
Runway 23, clear to land. Moxie 9er837.
Yeah, I thought I'd do a night shift. This was actually just, I was telling Laser Guitarist, just a spur of the moment, live. Just kind of hang out. Oh boy, which airline for the 7879? Man. That's a good question. That's a good question. The good old Dreamliner, right? Yeah. Boy, I'd have to really give that one some thought. Southwest 7485, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Southwest 7485.
Do you have a favorite one? I don't even know if I've seen that livery on that jet yet. Moxie 9985. Moxie 9985, turn right heading 110, contact departure. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah. I will definitely check it out here. All right, you can't take off yet. We got Moxie coming in here. A&A Star Wars livery. Oh, I bet that one looks cool too. Oh, wow. Liam, that does look sharp. That does look sharp. Definitely that purple color. Oh, wow. Yeah, that looks pretty sharp. Moxie 9985, contact departure. Moxie 9985, contact departure. Please. It is very unique, yeah.
Providence departure on 123.675. Moxie 9er9er85.
Southwest
Good evening.
7485, wind is calm, runway 16 clear for takeoff. Moxie 9er837, taxi to ramp via Tango.
Runway 16, clear for takeoff. Southwest 7485.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. Moxie 90837.
Wow, I like the swoosh at the end too. Going under the belly of the plane. That's pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, it does. Flying surrealistic art, yeah. Yep. White fuselage on the colored tail, yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. Wow. I need to look up that Star Wars one too. Oh, I hear the crickets. Oh yeah, that Star Wars plane, that's unique too. That's pretty cool. Especially the way the nose is, the R2-D2. Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. Southwest 7485, turn left, heading 110, contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675, Southwest 7485. Good evening.
Yeah, Moxie coming in. We'll go ahead and take a look at that one. Yeah, definitely took some thought. Definitely took some thought on that one. Yeah, is Sun Country done? Are they like done, or did they get bought out, or what happened with them? I always like Sun Country. Oh, really? They're merging with Allegiant, huh? So are they all going to have the Allegiant paint scheme then? I'm assuming that's probably what they're going to do. I wonder if they'll make a new paint scheme or not. And we'll just, we'll watch them disembark, shall we? Is it really? Yeah.
Providence Tower, American 5665 on final 23.
American 5665, radar contact. Continue approach runway 23.
Roger, runway 23, American 5665.
Yeah, we have Allegiant flies out of Flint, Michigan here. So I definitely see those guys quite a bit. But that's a bummer about Sun Country. Oh, okay. They're based in Minneapolis. Okay. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay, 3 times a week. Yeah, I don't know how many times they fly out of Flint. I'd have to look it up, but it's quite a bit. I know I've taken Allegiant like to Florida. So I do know they go down to Florida. They probably go to Vegas. Okay. To Knoxville and Asheville. Nice little regional hops, huh? The light show on the white tanks when you zoom in. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, the moon. Look at the moon. Looks ginormous. Wonder if it gets smaller the higher it goes up. Like in real life. You couldn't sleep? You like the AU new livery? Okay. Yeah, that's a nice one too. Yep. Hey, if you can't sleep, what do? You watch jets take off and land. That's what you do. That's what you do. Pretty nice. Yeah, I've never seen this airport at night. Never played it at night, so this is kind of neat. Yeah, I'm using TS3. Yep, the tower assistant, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, I pretty much use it exclusively now all the time. Because I like to do all this camera work while I'm doing these airports and stuff and my videos and all that. And it really helps me out where I don't have to constantly be, you know, hopping in here, messing with the tags and all that. Doing this all the time. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and clear them to land. They should be ready. American 5665, wind is calm. Runway 23, clear to land.
Runway 23, clear to land. American 5665.
All right, a 737-800 series coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. KCLE. Yes, I have actually 3 screens going. So what you guys are seeing is the main screen in the middle. On my right side, I have my aiders. You know, I use the add a window down here at the bottom right, and I have my aiders, my METAR.
Providence ground, Southwest 90235 with information Yankee. Requesting push and start.
In case I have a wind change or I want to change a runway or something, and then I have my debright all on my right screen. And then on my left screen, I have the TS assistant. And I have it kind of shrunk down a little bit, at least from the right side over to the left, so that I can see the chat. So I have the YouTube chat screen behind it, so I can see you guys talking. So yeah, that's basically what I do for the live stream. Yeah, now the tricky thing is about, I will say, about running multiple screens is it can hit the frame rate on the main screen. So if I click over on my screen on the right, and there's a plane, you know, several planes moving around and a plane landing, I might start to see jitters. So after I make a selection on the right screen, I quickly click back on the center screen, and it clears that out. It gives all the resources back to the center screen. So I have found that, because I know a lot of people say, oh, I use multiple screens and it drops the frame rate, which it will do when you're clicking on the other screens. But if you quickly click back on the main screen, it'll smooth out. American 5665, taxi to ramp via Tango. So I'm doing a lot of things.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. American 5665.
I'm doing a lot of things to get these different views and whatnot, and I got to be mindful of all these little quirks, and that's one of the little quirks. Southwest 9235, pushback approved. Expect runway 16. Southwest 9235, pushback approved. Expect runway 16.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 16. Southwest 9235.
But for me, it's definitely, worth having 3 screens. Plus, I use 3 screens for work and stuff like that anyway, so I already had them in place. I'm gonna watch that American taxi on in while that other one's pushing back. It's pretty cool seeing like the reflections of these blue lights hitting areas of the plane. I noticed it on the tail there. All right, looks like we have a Southwest that's going to make contact with us here shortly. There they are. Southwest 2827 radar contact. Continue approach. Runway 23.
Roger. Runway 23. Southwest 2827.
All right. Looks like they are in for the evening. That Southwest behind there is about ready for taxi.
Providence ground. Southwest 9235 ready to taxi.
Southwest 9235, taxi to runway 165 Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 16 via Foxtrot. Southwest 9235.
All right, they're going to merge from back behind the airport. And we'll be able to get them out of here easily before the other Southwest comes in. Yeah, they're about 8 miles out. Southwest 9235, wind is calm, runway 16, clear for takeoff. Southwest 90235, runway 16, clear for takeoff. My bad.
Runway 16, clear for takeoff. Southwest 90235.
My bad on that. Over here. It's getting dark out here now, boys. It's getting dark. Yeah, so far the wind has been calm this whole episode. This whole stream, I should say. All right, the other Southwest is about 5 miles out. Let's see where this one's headed. This one is headed to Fort Myers, Florida. Speaking of Florida, KRSM Yeah, it doesn't like my voice today. I don't know what's going on there. Kind of weird. Some days it does that. Other days it's perfectly fine. No issue whatsoever. Yeah, it's going to be so that they are not visible on the bottom right here. It's the 3D UI, like Liam just said. So you see me clicking it. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I like to get rid of them because, you know, just the realism. It's just more real without them. But if people like using them, I have no problem with it. Southwest 2827, wind is calm, runway 23, clear to land.
Runway 23, clear to land. Southwest 2827.
Southwest 9235, turn right heading 180, contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675, Southwest 9235. Good evening.
All right, a 737-800 MAX coming in from Baltimore. KBWI. Gonna get the moon in the background. Yeah, there is a way to do that. Yeah, just upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. I'll use it if I'm like at a really, really busy airport or something like that. I'll use it. I know it's not realistic, but it's in there in the game, and it's in there especially if you're the only one controlling a big airport. But some people get all upset about it. They're like, that's not realistic. Don't, you know. Well, not everything in this sim is realistic. It's impossible to make it completely realistic. Southwest 2827, taxi to ramp via Tango.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. Southwest 2827.
Yeah, it's got to be hidden, right, Laser? It's got to be completely hidden, and you'll figure it out. But if it's like right there, if it's right there, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it took me a couple days to figure that one out. I'm like, how do I get rid of it? When they first came out with it. That's funny. Yeah, I mean that does seem pretty short. It seems like they would have to go down a lot further. But I mean, I've got a couple episodes. I forget which airport it's at. Which one I did. Man, some of those just small jets, private jets coming in, man, they're taking that first taxiway, and I mean they are taking it hot off the runway. I'm like, man, that's just not realistic. Speaking of realistic. No, I don't think you can. It's not in the language model of the software. Saying when airborne contact departures. But you can do, you know, Southwest 2827, runway 23, clear for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. It'll let you do that. Just because it's in basically the language text of the program. Because the exact phraseology has to be put in there, I guess. All right, we'll head on down here and watch this guy taxi in. Looks like we have some general aviation that's going to be making contact with us here shortly. It's going to be an Embraer Phenom 100 that's going to be coming in. Okay, it took all the way to Mike 1. Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me. Not in the least. Yeah, it's definitely getting dark now.
Providence Tower, November 293, Victor Papa on final 23.
November 293, Victor Papa, radar contact. Continue approach, runway 23.
Roger, runway 23, November 293, Victor Papa.
All right, I don't have any others in line for pushback yet. Just got this one GA coming in. All right, they're about 10 miles out. Go ahead and get right in here. All right, they're getting ready to disembark. All right. And we're back to hearing crickets. Yeah, you know something else they need in here is, you know, snow conditions too. It'd be nice to have that in there. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but because we've got, you know, we've got rain and all that, but no snow. Live where I live, man, it's snow. It's snow out there right now. November 293, Victor Papa, runway 23, clear to land. Wind is calm.
Runway 23, clear to land. November 293, Victor Papa.
How big's the moon now? Okay, yeah. I mean, it does seem like it's getting a little smaller the higher it goes. I'm amused, folks, by the simple things. Like, does the moon get smaller as it rises in the sim? All right. Take a look here, see if we have any others that are getting ready. It looks like we have a JetBlue, couple of JetBlues. Their lights are on. So I think they're getting ready. Got another Moxie with its lights on. I think they're getting ready too. We have a Delta getting ready. All right, so we might be getting some action here shortly. Might be getting some action. All right, here they come. November 293, Victor Papa. All right. Look at how quick they ran off. Look at how quick. Look at that. What are they doing? Yeah, what kind of nonsense is that right there? Really? November 293 Victor Papa. Taxi to apron via Mike Bravo.
Taxi to apron via Mike Bravo. November 293 Victor Papa.
Yeah, that's one of those crazy turns right there. November 293 Victor Papa, cross runway 16.
Cross runway 16. November 293 Victor Papa.
All right, there they go. Yeah, I stay out of the whole political stuff. However, I don't like seeing people die. That's for sure. But I don't really watch news or any of that stuff either. All right. Coming on in there. I think they're parking like right over here to the right. Yeah, I think they gotta take a right here and then another right. Okay. I think these other ones will probably be ready to go soon. Looks like we got another one coming in too. What do we have coming in? We're about 20 miles out. Looks like Sky West. Embraer 175 coming from Chicago. They're just about at 6,500 in altitude. Speed is 220. 220 knots. There they are right there. That's 6,000 feet. Coming on in. $6:38 in the evening. So hopefully it'll pick up here. Kind of weird being in an airport and all you're hearing is crickets, though. Don't think we're just supposed to be hearing crickets. Yeah, the wind is so... It's just blowing so hard outside right now that literally my room, the room that I'm in for my setup, the wind's like coming from the north, and so I've got this big window in here, and man, yeah, it gets cold in here. I'm not gonna lie. You'd think with the computer, multiple screens, it would just keep it really warm, but nah. Not today, not when it's blowing from the north.
Providence Tower, Skywest 1062 on final 23.
Feels like 3 degrees outside. Skywest 1062, radar contact. Continue approach, runway 23.
Roger, runway 23, Skywest 1062.
Yeah, we don't quite see them yet. Cargo doors open here. Or actually, it's just the back passenger door. That's kind of weird. The back passenger door. So they got to be getting close. Getting everybody boarded. Same thing over here, getting everybody boarded up. And Moxie is in the same configuration, it looks like. And so's the Delta. Just like we're walking around the airport. It looks like we can finally see SkyWest now. We'll go ahead and clear them to land. They're about 7 miles out. SkyWest 1062, wind is calm, runway 16, cleared to land.
Negative, I'm on another runway. SkyWest 1062.
Yeah, you're on 23. I don't even remember my own configuration. SkyWest 1062, runway 23, clear to land. Jeez.
Runway 23, clear to land. SkyWest 1062.
That's what happens when you have several minutes in between. Too much time to get your mind off what you're doing. I do have one view from inside the airport. I think I did. Yeah, it's this one here. This one here. That's pretty cool inside here. That was quite the undertaking for them to do this stuff. This is another reason why the frame rates can suffer at times. But it's cool to have this. There, we'll set it up with that one there. All right, how we doing out here? Coming in there about 3 miles out. We'll go right down here and watch them come in. And again, they're coming from Chicago.
Providence ground, JetBlue 4973 with information Yankee, requesting push and start.
All right, one of the JetBlues is ready to go. JetBlue 4973, pushback approved facing east.
Pushback approved facing east, JetBlue 4973.
Probably going to start to get a little busy now. I also got like multiple candles lit in the room too. Trying to keep warm. That window has to be addressed. Any wind from the north and it's just brutally cold. All right, touchdown for them. They're probably going to get off at Tango. We also have a JetBlue that's coming in. They'll be making contact with us here in a few minutes, too. Skywest 1062, taxi to ramp via Tango.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. Skywest 1062.
All right, we might as well check in on JetBlue down there.
Providence ground, JetBlue 4973 ready to taxi.
JetBlue 4973, taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot, JetBlue 4973.
Providence Tower, JetBlue 1288 on final 23.
JetBlue 1288, radar contact, continue approach, runway 23.
Roger, runway 23, JetBlue 1288. Providence ground, inbound 1727 with information Zulu, requesting push and start.
All right, Endeavor's ready for pushback.
Providence ground, November 6 9 Echo Romeo with information Zulu, ready to start.
November 6 9er Echo Romeo approved. Expect runway 16.
Approved, expect runway 16, November 6 9 Echo Romeo.
There's our JetBlue. A320 headed to Fort Lauderdale. Endeavor 1727, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved, facing east. Inbound 1727.
They are pushing back.
Groundless ground. November 6 Niner Echo Romeo ready to taxi.
November 6 Niner Echo Romeo taxi to runway 16.
Taxi to runway 16. November 6 Niner Echo Romeo.
JetBlue 4973, wind is calm, runway 16, clear for immediate takeoff.
Runway 16, clear for immediate takeoff. JetBlue 4973.
Kind of cool watching these from in here.
Providence ground, inbound 1727 ready to taxi.
Endeavor 1727, taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 16 by
There they go.
Foxtrot, inbound 1727.
Just reminds me as when I was a kid, man, just being able to go into airports and sit in there and watch the planes take off and land and taxi in. The different world back then. November 6 Niner Echo Romeo, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16. Line up and wait. November 6 Niner Echo Romeo.
JetBlue 1288, wind is calm, runway 23, clear to land.
Runway 23, clear to land. JetBlue 1288.
JetBlue 4973, turn right, heading 130. Contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675. JetBlue 4973. Good evening.
All right, after we have that one come in, we'll go ahead and get this little guy out of here. This one's coming from Tampa. This JetBlue here. Coming from Tampa, Florida. November 6 Niner Echo Romeo, runway 16, clear for takeoff. Wind is calm.
Runway 16. Cleared for takeoff. November 6 Niner Echo Romeo.
Endeavor 1727, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Inbound 1727.
All right, they are headed to KART, and I'm not even sure where KART is. If any of you know, let me know. That's where they're headed. JetBlue 1288, taxi to ramp via Tango. Endeavor 1727, wind is calm, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. JetBlue 1288.
November 6 Niner Echo Romeo, turn left, heading 220, contact departure.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Inbound 1727.
departure on 123.675, November 6 Niner Echo Romeo. Good evening.
And they're taking up most of the runway. Wow, look at that. Yikes. Endeavor 1727, turn right heading 220, contact Providence departure on 123.675. Good day.
Providence departure on 123.675 and level 1727. Good evening.
Good evening. And watch this JetBlue taxi in. They're kind of a cool livery. As cool as it gets probably for JetBlue. Look at that, it even looks like there's dirt on the tail. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, looks like this one's about ready to go too. Pretty soon. They're loading up. They are loading up. All right, well, we're back to crickets. But if you've been enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like, that bell, that sub. But only if you enjoy it. If you're catching this live stream at a later date, appreciate you swinging on in and checking out this ATC stint at Rhode Island. Good old Providence. Just a nice calm evening shift here. All right, let's check on the moon. Hey, there it is. Yeah, it looks like it got smaller. Looks like we got some clouds too. Some patchy clouds. All right. Well, if there's not too much more action going on, I'm probably going to call it a stream. I might give it another 5 minutes here. We've been live for almost an hour and a half. Go ahead and take a look around here. Yeah, this sim has come a long way from what it used to be. The night textures just look so much better too. The lighting, the reflection from the moon on the water. Water moving. Come a long way. They've done a good job with it. Oh, fire department. Look at that, all the workers' vehicles back there, fire trucks out here. Well, that's neat. All right, are we going to get anything else here? Come on, boys, get those planes ready. I'd like to get another one or two out of here before calling it. Because I guess I probably should go to bed tonight. It's past midnight here. Last thing I want to do is fall asleep at the microphone. I'll have to go in and check the evening schedules for this airport, see if I can't boost them up a little bit. I'd like to do another evening stint here. I'd like to see it a little bit busier, though. Tell you what we'll do. We'll speed it up a little bit here. Speed time up. See if we can't get some action here. Looks like JetBlue's going to be ready.
Providence ground, JetBlue 185 with information Zulu, requesting push and start.
All right, there we go. Okay, JetBlue 185, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved facing east, JetBlue 185.
All right, here we go. We'll get a couple more out of here. Call it a live stream tonight. It's getting late.
Providence ground, Moxie 8805 with information Zulu, requesting push and start.
All right, this is an A321, and it is headed to Orlando. This JetBlue. Moxie 8805, pushback approved, facing east. Go ahead and get them pushed back too.
Pushback approved facing east, Moxie 8805.
JetBlue can wait for him. And we have a JetBlue coming in. They'll reach out to us here shortly.
Providence ground, JetBlue 185 ready to taxi.
JetBlue 185 standby.
Roger, JetBlue 185.
All right, Moxie's on pushback.
Providence Tower, JetBlue 1116 on final T3.
JetBlue 1116 radar contact, continue approach with runway 23. JetBlue 1116 radar contact, continue approach. Let's try that again.
Negative, enable, JetBlue 1116.
I'm burping up Dr. Pepper, I can't talk. JetBlue 1116 radar contact, continue approach, runway 23.
Roger, runway 23, JetBlue 1116.
Providence ground. Moxie 8805 ready to taxi.
JetBlue 185, taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot. Moxie 8805, taxi to runway 16 via Tango Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 16, via Tango, Foxtrot, JetBlue 185.
Taxi
All right,
to
they should be
runway
both on the
16
move
via
now.
Tango, Foxtrot. Moxie 8805.
There we go.
Providence Tower. Moxie 86902 on final 23.
Moxie 8692 radar contact, continue approach, runway 23.
Roger. Runway 23. Moxie 86902.
JetBlue 1116, runway 23, clear to land. Wind is calm.
Runway 23, cleared to land, JetBlue 1116.
All right, so they're making their march down to runway 16. We'll go ahead and get them out of here. Get these other two in. And I think we'll call it a stream after that. Kind of fun doing a stint at an airport that has intersecting runways like this. Moxie 8805, runway 16, cleared for immediate takeoff.
Runway 16, clear for immediate takeoff. Moxie 8805.
All right, the JetBlue coming in is 5 miles out right now. Now 4 miles out. Moxie 8692, runway 23, clear to land. Number 2.
Runway 23, clear to land. Moxie 86902.
JetBlue 185, runway 16, line up and wait. All right, they got to get on the roll
Line
here.
up and wait, JetBlue 185.
About 2.5 miles out. All right, there they go. There they go, and here they come. They are an A320 coming from Orlando. Moxie 8805, turn right, heading 210. Contact departure.
Providence departure on 123.675. Moxie 8805.
JetBlue
Good evening.
185, wind is calm, runway 16, cleared for immediate takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared for immediate takeoff. JetBlue 185.
And they're 4 miles out. And I think they're going to turn off on Tango. JetBlue 1116, taxi to ramp via Tango.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. JetBlue 1116.
All right, that looks like that's our last departure of the evening. We have our last arrival coming in. Where's this one coming from? Well, this is an A22300 coming from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The old Myrtle Beach. JetBlue 185, turned right, heading 210. Contact Provident departure on 123.675. Good day.
Providence departure on 123.675. JetBlue 185. Good evening.
All right, there comes Moxie. And we're going to go ahead and have them taxi on in. And that's going to do it for this live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate y'all swinging on in. We had Where One, Liam Todd, 39 came in. Laser Guitarist, as usual, coming in, hanging out. W. Gordon. Thank you all very much for swinging on in. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I'm sure there were others here that probably didn't say anything in the chat. Moxie 86902, taxi to ramp via Tango.
Taxi to ramp via Tango. Moxie 86902.
But thanks again. This is the Gen X Gamers saying I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. It's been a lot of fun here at Providence, Rhode Island. Running some ATC tonight. So until next time, this is Gen X Gamers saying, bye-bye now. Have a good night, everybody.